Alright, this is it, the final part. Part 42. What happened at the contest? Well, I didn't win. Not only that, none of my locomotives even qualified. So let's go over them shortly, one at a time. The GP20 was first, right here. Now, from the score sheet, they really liked the paint and the lettering. They gave me a good score on details. And they gave me more points than I expected on scratch building, which was great, because I was not expecting to get more than 1 point there, and they gave me 6, and that's really good. It killed me on construction. I thought I was strong on construction, and basically construction and conformity. Conformity is where, is it like the prototype? And essentially they said no. So they killed me on those two. Even though I had pictures of GP20 made just like this. I got killed on conformity. I got killed on construction. There's something about it. They didn't like the construction. Alright, SG24. Same story. It got one more point than the GP20. I got points on scratch building. They loved the lettering and the paint. They gave me nothing for conformity. I did good on details, and they killed me on construction. So that one didn't qualify. Alright, then let's bring out the next two. Alright, so the next two are, of course, the two that I put the most into. Let's bring them on down. Oh, not that track. Alright, you can go on that track. Alright, that's okay. Forgot to switch that. Alright. We got Ferdinand, and we got Mouse. Okay, so Mouse was next. Mouse scored 1 point higher than the SD24. They loved the paint and lettering. Again, they gave me some scratch building points, which they did not have to do, and they gave me a lot of them. I like that. They gave me some decent points for detail, but again, they killed me on conformity, even though I had done extensive research and I had pictures and everything. Just like the SD24 and the GP20, I got nothing. I got a couple of points, but they didn't amount to anything. And construction, again, all across the board, I got clobbered on construction. And these two, most of all, they gave me next to nothing for construction. Now, I can't figure it out. There are no comments with this. So I don't know why they didn't like the construction. I mean, they liked the lettering and the finish, but they didn't like conformity and construction, and that's what killed me. So that was that. Last one. Let's bring them on over. If I can remember. There we go. Okay, so Mr. Giant. Mr. Giant got my highest score. Still, they ding me on conformity despite the amount of pictures I had of Burlington Northern did this one of their SD9s. There are grain elevators all over that have SD7s. They're still out there, still working, and they ding me on construction and conformity. But on this one, I killed it on the lettering and the finish. I almost got a perfect score on lettering and finish on this. And what happened was then, so I had 5 locomotives, and they combined, I did not know they were going to do this, but they combined all of the model categories, freight cars and passenger, everything, into one just plain old model contest, which they actually didn't have, since they were all there for judging for the achievement program, for merit judging. They had it was like a merit. You got ranked by your points on your merit award, and it wasn't a regular contest. In the merit award judging, this one came in by points in 3rd place. But because there is in a different category, like the 1st place one was an old gauge, fully scratch built caboose that I've known about for a long time, and I thought for sure that was going to win a merit award, which it did, and I thought it would score really high, which it did not. I don't know why that is. It just barely made it. And it's one of the coolest scratch built models I've ever seen. Then the same guy also had a boxcar, fully scratch built, which was awesome. I thought that'd be a merit award, and they didn't give it to him. It just barely under. So then, the next highest scoring one was Mr. Giant here. So, what they do is, for all categories, the top scoring model in all categories is the overall winner, which was the caboose, as it should have been. I did not know that I was competing against all other categories. So all I got was, I got a 2nd place on this in the model contest. Now, 2nd place is really 3rd place, because the top place is an overall, then the 1st place was the boxcar that did not qualify, and then I'm the 2nd place. So I got one certificate. It's for 2nd place in an overall model contest. I was very disappointed in that I was hoping, if there had been a locomotive contest, it would have been Giant would have been 1st, Ferdinand would have been 2nd, and Mouse would have been 3rd, based on the points. But they didn't have it. So that kind of sucks. All right, now, about the judging. I'm going to tell you right now, judging is not fixed. It is not biased. It is not skewed. It is not a secret thing. I know who judged my models. What I don't know is why they judged them the way they did. But they didn't, like, I'm surprised. I thought I would not be so strong on paint and letter, because I thought this is new. No one's ever entered a contest with contrast paint before. I thought they might not like that. Turns out they really did like it, and they thought it was really great. So that's a plus. They also liked some of the scratch building that I did, and technically, because I didn't fully scratch build everything, they could have just said 0 points on that. They gave me a lot of points for that. Then they killed me on conformity, which I don't get. I got this cool picture of a Chicago Northwestern Heffalump, which is a rebuilt 6-axle Baldwin, and it looks like Ferdinand, kind of. Ferdinand's a little bit bigger than a Baldwin. And it was coupled to one of their ST45s without dynamic brakes. That's how I got the Ferdinand and Mouse thing. And I had that picture in there. But I still got nothing for it, which is that one I haven't figured out. And then they didn't think that my construction was anything. They didn't like my construction. Now, it's not too late for me to get comments. Since I know who judged, and they know me, and they'll tell me. It's not fixed. They will tell me. And I expect that I'm going to get some feedback. I'm going to find out what I should have done to improve. Not that big of a deal. So I can't say that I'm totally unsatisfied because I took a big risk with these. And the big risk is that I didn't copy a prototype. That's a pretty big risk. And I won out in a couple of areas I thought I'd get dinged on. Now, I got dinged in areas I thought I was strong. But I ended up with 5 awesome locomotives that are now operational on my layout. I mean, this Giant's cool. Over the next year, we're going to make some more blue ones. Giant's going to be a thing now. We're going to do a few more Atlas. We're going to finish up all the red ones that we have, and probably not make another red one for a little while, unless there's something special. I mean, I can't say we're not going to, but I got a whole bunch of them ready to be made. The little Giant here, I've got some, see, in the Midway red, I've already got 3 SD24s and 2 SD9s. But down on the bottom shelf down there, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, at least 5 on that shelf. SD24s, 7s, and 9s. I'm going to make like this. I like it. So now what do? So, I was going for Master Builder. And I was hoping with 5 chances I would qualify 2. Because I need 2. But to win the final award, you need 3. The third one, you have to have a completely scratch-built locomotive. It's got to be completely scratch-built. So, I got a whole year to make my completely scratch-built locomotive, and I'm gonna make 5 of them, maybe more. I'm gonna make them all the same, and I'm gonna set up the assembly line and crank them out. That'll give me 5 more chances to possibly get the Master Builder. I'm holding off on everything else because I want the locomotive one to be the first. That was my goal. I don't know if I can keep holding out year after year, but that's where I'm at right now. So, I mean, look for yourself. We did this in 30 days. Some of you went through the whole thing with me. You know the suffering and the agony that had to go through in part of this one. I mean, judges don't know that. They don't know that. For a week there, I was down and struggling every day. They didn't see all the things that we did and discovered, and because they don't have time for that. We did a lot of good work here, didn't we? A lot of cool work. So we had to keep it up. Because the next mountain to climb, now we're going to have only 5 chances, and we're going to have to get all 3 of them. And that's going to be even harder. We're going to stick to our method of painting, since that was a huge hit. We're going to stick to the way we detail. That was a huge hit. And we're going to stick, this time, we're going to go all in on the scratch building. Don't know what it's going to be yet. It's going to be something special. But there it is. Results of the contest. Unfortunately, there was no separate locomotive contest. Otherwise, you're looking at 1, 2, and 3, if there was one. But that's how it goes. Now it's time to get to work. We got to get some track laid down. We got a whole section there that we need to finish laying some tracks. We're going to have to hand lay some track for a while. And then we're going to work on a couple of everyday locomotives. Probably the Alco FAs. Since there's so many of them now, and one of them's diecast, I kind of like to do something like that. But that's where we are. That's what we got to do. We got to forge on, so we got to start the next series. Not sure what it's going to be. We may have to do some trackland. My trackland videos aren't all that popular because they're kind of long and boring. We're going to do some of that, and then we're going to work on some more locomotives too. We got plenty more to do. Lots more we got to get to, and it's time to get back to work.